So the CPC is crap. At least that's what a lot of people are telling me in the comments on a recent video that I made about why people are leaving the HGV industry. Now, I purposely didn't mention the CPC because I wanted to see how many people would bring it up, and a lot of you brought it up. So why do you think it's crap? First of all, for those of you that don't know what the CPC is, it was first introduced back in 2009 to improve professionalism, road safety and environmental awareness among HGV drivers, whatever all of that means. It was introduced in 2008 for bus drivers and coach drivers because they have to do it as well. It is the additional training that you have to do after you've passed your practical driving test. So you would have also done the case studies when you did your hazard perception and theory tests. That forms part of the CPC as well. It includes things like load security and a full walk round check, just to name but a few. If you don't plan on driving for a living, meaning you're going to be paid for it, and you want to drive something like a large horse box for personal use, you don't need to do the module 4, the practical load security bit walk round check at the test centre, and you don't have to do the case study part as well. But if at any point you do plan on being paid for any work driving a HGV, then you have to do it. In addition to that, over 5 years you have to do 35 hours worth of in-classroom training as well, and it's this that seems to be causing the most problems for drivers in the industry at the moment. The company will often pay for the course, but they are under no obligation to do so. They do, however, have to pay for your time, meaning you're paid to attend the course. Now, personally, I've not actually attended a CPC course, even though I've now been driving for 3.5 years. I've gained my 3 days worth of hours, so 3 lots of 7, by doing an ADR course, which is another way you can get your CPC hours by doing additional training. Like I said, ADR courses, HIAB courses. Some companies do allow forklift courses to be used towards CPC hours. It all depends on what company you use and whether they've been accredited and authorised to run them as CPC courses. So what seems to be the issue? It seems to be the older drivers, the ones that have been driving for many, many years, don't want to take time out of their normal working week to sit in a classroom and be told by someone who's younger than the years that they've been driving how they should be doing their job. They just see it as an inconvenience to their normal working week and a completely pointless exercise, and they think they know everything. They've been there, they've done it, they've seen it all. And for the most part, they're probably right. They probably do know the best way to do something, but it might not necessarily be the correct way or the legal way. And that's what these CPC courses are designed to do. They're designed to teach everybody how to do things the legal and correct way, so that we're all following the same process and procedure and understand the rules. Now, for us younger, more inexperienced drivers that haven't been in the industry for more than 5 minutes, as you older drivers would say, it's just part of the job. It's something that we will have grown up with or have experienced as part of the HGV career. It's just going to be accepted. But we are covering stuff in those courses that we will have literally just done to pass our theory tests and our CPC initial case studies, for example. Now, I'm sure over time, us new drivers will become more and more frustrated by the CPC doing the same course over and over again. It's inevitable, it's going to happen. Now, I do see some good in them. They're an opportunity to ask questions and clarify things that you're unsure of. If you do it in the route that I did, by getting my ADR course covered within the CPC, then that's a way to advance my career by getting additional skills and being able to move on to move different loads, hazardous loads, or whatever it is that you choose to specialize that skill in and get. HIAB, for example, lifting machines on and off, or containers, whatever it is, then that to me is a good opportunity that can only really come out of doing those additional courses and CPC days. What I'm hearing from the people that have been on the courses that are actually CPC courses for driver's hours or first aid or whatever it is they haven't really changed from when they were first introduced. It's more or less the same course. Some of the information may have changed slightly or been clarified where rules have changed, but those things should have been communicated to us by our transport managers and planners around what rules and stuff has changed and what's now affecting us. Now, do I think the CPC should be abolished? Honestly, I don't know. I'm a new driver. I don't know whether it should or it shouldn't. I've not experienced life without it. I only know that it exists. People will argue that we're now no longer part of the EU, but we agreed to this way back when it was first introduced, and there are still EU rules and regulations that we have to follow that we can't get rid of regardless of whether we're part of Europe or not. It's just one of those things, we have to follow these rules. They're there for everybody to make it fair. As I mentioned in a previous video, I have heard that there is going to be a multiple choice test at the end of these CPC courses. I think that's just part of clarification that someone was actually attending the course, because of course some people don't want to attend and they are wiggling their way around it and getting attendance hours despite the fact that they weren't there. Like I said, that's only a rumour of something that I have heard. If anybody has attended a CPC course recently and they've heard the same thing, let me know in the comments, because yeah, I'd like to know that for sure, as would a lot of other drivers as well. So many drivers commented on the video saying that it was the reason that they chose to leave the HGV industry. And is that a fair reason to leave the industry? Obviously they felt that it was, but for having to do a day's course every year for the 5 years to get your hours just seems a little bit silly to me. But like I say, I've not sat any of these courses, so I don't know what they're like. I used to do similar courses in retail around health and safety and stuff like that, and if they are anything like those, I imagine they are quite repetitive and boring. I've still got 2 days worth of CPC courses to do before my 5 years, so let me know in the comments if there is any courses you think I should do or definitely shouldn't do. Also let me know any other thoughts you have on the CPC itself. If you have liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.